Thank you for joining me this morning for this morning's yoga practice. My name is Sade, and I'll be guiding you this morning for 30 minutes. I just like to always mention that you can grab onto a strap or a belt or any type of device or something that you may have at home that you can use to deepen the stretch with something like a strap. Also have a block. I have two, so I'm sitting on one and I have another one. Just in case we need some assistance, we can always use our blocks. So if you don't have any blocks, you can use a stack of books or just something that gives you some more height. Also, if you have a blanket at home, you can use that as well if you want to sit on that as we begin our practice. So join me in a comfortable seated position, legs crossed, back straight and tall. And you can have your hands either face down on your knees or face up. And slowly begin to close your eyes. As we take this moment to center ourselves, prepare for the day, release the stress from the week, or reflect on the accomplishments. Take this moment to do a quick scan of the body, starting from the toes, slowly working your way up to the ankles, calves, knees, thighs, hips, lower back, spine, belly, chest, shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingertips, and come back up the arms to the neck, chin, lips, nose, eyes, forehead, until you reach the top of the crown without any judgment. Notice how the body feels. Notice how your mind feels. Now coming to the breath, we're going to take 3 deep breaths together. Start by releasing all the air from the lungs. And slowly inhale through the nose. And release through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. And release. One last time. Inhale through the nose. And release. Come back to normal breath. Remember to always come to the breath. Use the breath through the movements, through your flow. Take this moment to set your intention for today's practice. Perhaps even for today. And slowly begin to open your eyes. We're going to begin our practice. So if you're like me, sitting up on a block or a blanket, you can move that to the side. And then you may or may not need it, depending on where you are in your practice. We're actually going to come up onto our knees. And you're going to sit back on your heels. And take a deep breath here. Notice how the tops of the feet are starting to stretch out. You may feel it in your ankles. And slowly begin to lean forward. We're going to curl the toes behind us. So I'll turn to the side just so you can see. Curl those toes and sit on your heels of your feet. Take a nice deep breath. And don't worry if you're here and it feels a little uncomfortable, you can stay here, just sit into your hands and try to slowly sit your hips back as much as you can. So wherever you feel comfortable. And then slowly walk the hands forward, untuck the toes, and sit the hips back. This time you're going to take your chin down to your chest. Really stretching out the back of the neck. Take a nice deep breath in. Begin to bring your head towards your back, looking up towards the sky. Exhale. And slowly bring the chin down forward into neutral position. We're going to come back up on those toes one more time. Sit the hips back. Nice deep breaths. Really open up those those toes. We're going to wake up together this morning. One more deep breath. And so we're going to walk forward, untuck those toes, flatten those feet. And this time, you're going to reach up with your right hand, extend your hand to the left ear, and slowly drift your head towards the right. Take 2 deep breaths here. Really relax your left shoulder. Really open up the side of the neck. And releasing that right hand. I'm going to switch to the opposite side. So raise that left hand, reaching towards the right ear, and pull your head towards the left. Really drop that right shoulder as much as you can. And release. And you're going to come onto all fours, making sure your long ways on your mat, neutral spine, making sure your knees are stacked underneath your hips, your wrists are stacked underneath your shoulders. We're going to do a couple of cat-cows. I'm going to take a nice deep breath in, drop that belly, gaze towards the sky. Exhale. Tuck the belly towards the sky, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, and nice deep breath in. Turn your gaze towards the sky, drop the belly. Exhale. Tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. One last time. And once again, tuck the chin. And release, come into neutral position. We're going to do some small circles with the hips. So start to rotate the hips in any direction you like to choose to start with. As we start to go into the colder months, you start to notice maybe your body's starting to stiffen a little bit because of the cold weather. So we really want to focus on opening up the body. And wherever direction you're going, and start to go in the opposite direction. This may feel a little weird, may feel a little great. Or we're warming up the spine and come back to neutral. We're going to tuck the tailbones. Tuck the toes, lift the tailbone. And keep a nice bend here in our first downward dog. Start to pedal the feet one at a time. Making sure to breathe. And slowly begin to walk towards the top of your mat. In our first forward fold, keeping your feet about hip distance apart. Allow the head to hang heavy. Take a nice deep breath in, planting your hands on your shins or your thighs, wherever you feel comfortable, into flat back. Exhale, release, sink forward. And slowly inhale, begin to rise, bring your arms out wide. And as your head comes up, bring your hands above the head. Look up towards the sky, palms together, hands down to heart center. And we're gonna begin our flow. So take a nice deep breath in, releasing both arms, expand wide, and forward fold, swan down forward. Allow your head to hang. Inhale, flat back, hands on shins. Exhale, release. Planting both hands down, stepping both feet back. Bring high plank. We're gonna exhale, keeping the elbows close to the body. Take a deep breath in, flatten the feet into cobra. Exhale, release. Curl the toes, push the hips back. Into downward dog, and we're gonna keep going, walking towards the hands. Keeping your feet hip distance apart. Nice deep breath in, flat back. Exhale, release. Slowly inhale, begin to rise. Hands above the head, palms together, hands to heart center. One more time. Exhale, releasing both arms. Nice deep breath in, and swan down forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Planting both hands on your mat, step both feet back. And slowly come on down, turn around left. Flatten the feet. Inhale, make sure the shoulders are rolled back into our cobra. And exhale, release. Pushing the hips up, back into our down dog. And slowly begin to walk forward until you reach the top of your mat. Feet hip distance apart. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, and slowly begin to rise. Hands together, hands to heart center. And exhale, releasing both arms. Swan dive forward. Take a nice deep breath in, flat back. Exhale, release. This time, stepping back with the left foot. You're going to drop that left foot down to about a 90-degree angle, perpendicular with that right foot. And we're going to inhale into warrior one. Notice how your body feels. Make sure that knee is pushed out instead of coming in. So you can actually place your hand here if you need to. And exhale, open up both arms into that warrior two position. We're going to flip that front palm facing the sky and slowly sink that left hand down to the left leg into revolving warrior. Take a nice deep breath in, exhale. Bring that right elbow to that right knee, extend with that left arm. And release, bringing up, out both arms to warrior one, and slowly pivot that back foot onto those toes, bringing both arms up into warrior one, and bring both hands down to your mat. Step that right foot back. Exhale, bring down the body towards the mat, flatten the feet. Inhale, rotate shoulders back into cobra, lifting the heart towards the sky. And slowly come on down. Curl the toes, push the hips up into downward dog. You're gonna inhale, raising that left leg behind you, and exhale, step forward. Take a nice deep breath in and bring that right foot forward. If you can, bring your feet together. If not, if you keep your feet hip distance apart wherever you are, take a nice deep breath in, flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, slowly begin to rise. Palms together, hands at heart center. And release both arms. Sink down into that forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. This time, stepping back with that right foot. We're gonna drop the heel, the right heel behind us into a perpendicular with that left foot. Bend the left knee. Inhale and rise into warrior one. Exhale, open up to warrior two. Once again, try to make sure that front knee is not dropping in towards the right. You want to push it out. Flip that front palm facing the sky. Drop that right hand into revolving warrior. One side may feel different than the other. This side for me is a little tighter this morning, and that's okay. You're human, we're human. We're gonna drop that left elbow to the left knee and extend with the right arm. Making sure to breathe. Inhale, come back into warrior two. We're gonna pivot that back foot, come onto those toes, bringing both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, dropping both hands down, stepping back with that left, and slowly come on down. Bring the heart towards the earth, flatten the feet. Inhale, rotate shoulders back, lifting up to cobra. Exhale, release. We're gonna curl those toes, push those hips back. Coming into our downward dog. And slowly begin to walk. I'm sorry, I just skipped the step. And we're gonna inhale, bringing that right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, step forward. You almost got out of the move. Inhale, step forward with that left. Bring those feet together. Take a nice deep breath in, flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, slowly begin to rise. Hands together, hands to heart center. And slowly raise those arms, expand wide, sink forward. Sweeping those hands across the mat, sink your hips down into chair. If having your feet together in this pose is discomforting or unbearable, you can step out to hip distance apart. Slowly breathe into this pose and sink the hands forward, straighten the legs. We're gonna step the left foot back, dropping that left heel once again. Inhale, raising both arms. Exhale, open out to warrior two. And if you need to, you can widen your stance for more stability and to open up those hips. We're gonna go into triangle pose. So for this pose, you might need your blocks. Just gonna reach for mine, bring them a little closer. Keeping to that warrior two pose, we're gonna straighten that front leg. You're gonna shift your hips towards the left, and we're gonna extend with both arms reaching out as if you're reaching out for a ball. Take a deep breath here. And then slowly come on down. Try to reach for that block. You're gonna keep that left arm extended toward the sky. So if you need a block, you can have one, or a stack of books, you can have one right inside that left foot. I'm sorry, that right foot. You can have it down at any height that you feel comfortable with. Just to demonstrate. Or you can just reach with your fingertips towards the mat. Really feel that stretch. I definitely feel it. And you're going to either turn your head towards the sky or down towards your mat. If you're feeling lightheaded or dizzy, you always want to look down and a pose like this. We're going to inhale, rise up, sink that knee forward, flip that front palm facing up, sink back into the revolving warrior. And bring that right arm towards the right knee. Extending that left arm forward, keeping your gaze towards the sky or down towards the mat. Slowly inhale, come back into warrior two. Pivot those left toes, extending both arms toward the sky. Exhale, if you like me, move your blocks out of the way. Planting both both hands on the mat. Exhale, come on down. This time we're going to inhale, lift up into upward dog, flatten the feet. Exhale, push the hips up towards the sky. Inhale, lifting that left leg towards the sky. I'm going to bend that knee, open up the hips. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, bring the right foot forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, slowly begin to rise. Hands together, hands at heart center. Inhale, releasing both arms, swan dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Sweeping your hands across the mat, lifting up towards the sky, back into that chair pose. Sink the hips down a little bit more if you can. Making sure to tuck the tailbone. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping back with the right foot. Keeping your blocks close by. Bring that right heel down. Inhale, raising both arms towards the sky. Exhale, open up to warrior two. And once again, we're gonna go into that triangle pose. We're gonna straighten that left leg. You're gonna push your hips towards the right. And we're gonna extend with both arms, reaching out as if we're grabbing a ball. And then slowly dropping that left hand. You can reach for your block, keeping your right arm reaching towards the sky. Really feel that stretch in the inner thigh. Again, use your block or books or something to help support you at any height that feels comfortable, or just placing your fingertips on the mat. Slowly inhale, come on up. Bend that front knee once again. Flip the front palm facing up and sink back into revolving warrior. Inhale, bringing that left elbow to the left knee. Extend with the right arm. Turn your gaze towards the sky. And inhale, come back into warrior two, and pivot those back toes. Extend with both arms, and bring both palms to the mat. Removing any blocks or props you may have. Slowly come on down. Flatten the feet. Inhale, lift up into upward dog. Push the hips up towards the sky. Flatten the feet. Inhale, raising that right leg behind you. We're gonna bend that knee. Really open up the hips. But try to keep the hips square as much as you can. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, bring the left foot forward as well. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, begin to rise. Both palms together, hands at heart center. Open up arms. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, step back with those feet into plank. And we're going to hold here for 2 breaths, engaging that core. Come on down to both elbows. Continue to engage the core. 2 deep breaths. And slowly release. Bring both hips down. Bringing both hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to inhale to a baby cobra. Exhale, release. Push the hips up and back into our last downward dog. Take a deep breath here and bring both knees towards the mat. Crossing at the ankles and sit the hips back. We're going to reach for our strap or belt or whatever prop we're using to deepen our stretch. Extend both legs forward. Reaching for that strap. You're going to place it at the soles of the feet. Making sure your back is up nice and straight. Remove any extra flesh if you need to. You got a little junk in your trunk, there's nothing wrong with that. Let's move it out of the way for right now. I'm going to inhale. Oh, also, if you don't need a strap, that's perfectly fine as well. But just for me to demonstrate, you're going to hold on to your strap or your belt, take a nice deep breath in, and on the exhales, begin to sink forward, hinging at the hips. So try to keep your back as straight as you can on the way down. And if you have a strap, you start to surpass the strap, and you can extend to your feet, that's okay. You just release the strap. Taking a nice deep breath here. And slowly release. Coming back up. Removing the strap out of your way. We're going to bring the left sole of the foot into the inner right thigh. I'm actually going to turn facing you guys for a better view. And you're going to bring your right foot out to the side. We're going to take a nice deep breath in, and we're going to extend, reaching for that right foot, opening up the hips a little bit more. If you're like me, I'm a little tighter on this side, so that's okay. But it's a nice little side body stretch, hip opener. And slowly release. We're going to switch, bringing the right sole of the foot into the inner left thigh. Take a nice deep breath in and extend towards that left foot. As deep as you can. So if you're at your calf, that's okay. Wherever you are in your practice, wherever your body is taking you today, just flow with it. And slowly releasing. We're going to extend both legs out wide. Again, if you need to remove any extra flesh, I'm going to take a nice deep breath in, and we're going to slowly sink forward as much as you can. You can also use your blocks or a stack of books to help support you. If you're like me and you don't come all the way down, that's okay. You can use that block to anchor you, to help support you. And on every exhale, try to sink forward a little bit more. You can also place it as high as you can and place your forehead there on the block. And release both arms extending forward. I hope you guys can hear me. So you can place your forehead on the block and extend both arms forward. And slowly begin to walk the hands back. We're going to inhale, bringing both legs together. Inhale, bringing that right knee in towards the chest. And we're going to cross the left leg, bringing that right foot on the outside of the left leg. Hug the right leg into the chest. You can choose to stay here. We're going to inhale, bringing that left arm, reaching towards the sky, and then slowly begin to twist, dropping that left elbow to the outside of the right leg, and using your right arm as an anchor. Try to turn your gaze towards the right shoulder. And slowly unwind. Release that right foot. Inhale, bringing that left knee in towards the chest. Crossing the right leg, bringing the left foot to the outside of the right leg. Hug it into the chest, hug it into the body. So we open up the inner hips. We're now stretching out the outer hips. Again, you can choose to stay here, or we're going to inhale, bringing that right arm towards the sky, dropping that right elbow to the outside of the the left knee. Turn your gaze towards the left shoulder. And slowly release. I'm going to turn back onto my mat. I'm going to release both legs and slowly begin to sit back all the way on your mat. Inhaling the right knee into the chest. Using your left hand, we're going to bring that right knee across the body for a spinal twist, extending that right arm, turning your gaze towards the right shoulder. Using your left hand to help support you. And slowly release. Coming back to center, releasing that right leg. Inhale, left leg into the body. And using your right hand, crossing over the body, extend the left arm towards the left side. Turning your gaze towards the left shoulder. And slowly release. Bringing both legs into the body, hug them into the chest. You can choose to rock from side to side, back and forth. Or stay in stillness. Take a nice deep breath in. Really squeeze those legs into the body and release. Remove any props if they're in your way. We're going to take a quick second for Shavasana. If you are watching this recording later on, you can choose to pause here. Slowly begin to bring awareness back into the body. Start to wiggle the toes and the fingers. And slowly extending both arms above the head for a full body stretch. Reaching out with those toes and those fingers. And start slowly turning over towards the right side of your mat, supporting your head and neck into fetal position. Using your free hand, pushing up and coming into a comfortable seated position. Keeping your eyes closed, bringing both palms together, hands at heart center. As we close out today's class with 3 deep breaths, coming back to our intention set at the beginning. Release all the air from the lungs. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose and release. 2 more times, nice deep breath in and release. 1 last time, nice deep breath in and release. Thank you again for joining me for this Friday morning yoga practice. I hope to see you again. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Have a wonderful weekend. Namaste.